Hi, I'm Avi Melamed. These days a new chapter is being written in the history of the Middle East. Following the Jasmine Revolution in Tunisia and the popular uprise of people in Egypt, definitely we are entering a new era in the history of the Middle East. For a long time I have been describing the Middle East as a smoking volcano. The volcano now is clearly erupting. This is the inevitable outcome of the enormous inner challenges and crises within the Arab world. The need for employment, a future, a hope, a dignified existence. These are all things that basically piled up and basically, inevitably, in the end, leads to these dramatic events and the events to be followed. Obviously, there are many questions to be asked at this point. What is the real deep meaning of these events, beyond of understanding the immediate reasons that evoke them? How this event is going to impact different factors in the Arab world and the region, in other parts of the world. What will happen in Egypt, for instance? Is Egypt going to fall into the hand of radical Islam factors? Is the Israeli-Egyptian peace treaty going to last? Egypt under Mubarak's rule played an important role as stabilizing factor, balancing the negative impact of radical Islam factors. Is it going to be changed? What will be the impact of the events in Egypt on Africa? Africa is already going through a massive turbulences. Only recently Sudan, Egypt, southern neighbor and the second largest state in Africa, was experiencing a split. In the last year there is a growing tension between Egypt and some of its African neighbors regarding the question of the use of the water of the Nile. Clearly the Arab world is watching very closely what's going on in Egypt. Some rulers and governments in the Arab world are watching it also very anxiously. Economical and social challenges are increasing, deepening in Jordan, in Syria. So far these two states were able relatively to oppress the inner opposition, to keep the flames low for now. In Lebanon, for instance, Egypt plays an important role in balancing the impact and influence of the Hezbollah, the Iranian Shiite affiliated militia in Lebanon. Is the Hezbollah will feel much more free now to impose its political will once Egypt will be engaged in its own inner crisis. What will be the impact of the events in Egypt on Iran? So far the Iranian Mullah regime expressed satisfaction with the Egyptian crisis. But do the Iranian regime really have a good reason for satisfaction? Bearing in mind that the Iranian regime is already dealing with an increasing inner unrest in Iran. What will be the impact of the events in Egypt? What will be the impact of the events that took place only recently in Tunisia on the Iranian Green Revolution course? What will be the impact on the regional ambitions of the Iranian Mullah regime to become a regional superpower? And what will be the impact on the Iranians' wish to obtain a nuclear military capacity? What will be the impact on radical Islam factors in the region? The same radical Islam factors like Hezbollah, Hamas, Islamic Jihad and others that so far enjoy a capacity to impact, to a large extent, the political agenda in the region. Allegedly they should celebrate the crisis, the chaos. After all, crisis and chaos are the best friends of these radical factors. But there is another deeper level that basically concerns these factors, and rightfully so. And of course the big question of how is it going to impact Israel's geostrategic environment? Is the Israeli-Egyptian peace treaty going to last? Is the Israeli-Jordanian peace treaty going to last? Some people expect, and it's very likely to assume that in the short and the medium run we will observe some of the aftershock waves, most of them in a negative potential impact. Yet in my view, in the long run, there is a potential for a substantially positive impact on Israel's geostrategic environment. Right now, I know that there are many people that say it's like we are in a tunnel. We can't see the light in the end of the tunnel. I can see this light. I think that I could indicate that light. What are the components of this light? Interesting questions. Indeed, there are many questions to be explored, asked, answered. In that context, my upcoming lecture tour to the state is taking place in a perfect timing. My tour, that was basically designed and designated long time ago, is addressing exactly these questions and these events. As always, I will be more than honored to share with you my expertise and understanding. I will be more than honored to offer you an additional understanding of what's going on in this highly complex region. These days I'm concluding the final schedule of my tour, yet I do have some dates open for potential speaking engagements. If you would like to have me for a speaking engagement, kindly contact me as soon as possible. I'll be more than happy to positively meet your request. I look forward for the opportunity to get together once I will be in the States during my upcoming lecture tour. This is Avi Melamed. I want to thank you for your time and to wish you shalom.